Well, one of the things I personally loved about Glenmore, and still to this point, is the way you guys developed it with that boulevard approach, which I know firsthand is super expensive, right? They could have pushed their development closer to 250, but instead they have this, if anybody's ever driven in there, you go through this beautiful, paddocks with horses in it, and this boulevard approach that goes into before you start getting into the houses, because his vision was more back on the back end with the river and the mountains and stuff like that. So it's really neat. So you're high on Glenmore. You think it's going to track well, because at the moment you only got you had 40 homes. You got 8 homes now that are not new construction on the market, ranging from 800,000 to looks like a little over 1.5 million on that end of it, and you've got 4 pending, so that's a pretty darn good ratio.
Phenomenal ratio.
Well, and there's a couple different markets within Glenmore. You have the cottages, which are typically one-level living, mostly all brick on smaller home sites that provide, you pay for it, but it provides a maintenance package. You can't find a cottage for sale. When they come up, that is in such high demand, and those would sell 500 to 750, and I would just tell you, if we had 200 of those for sale today, we'd have it sold out by the weekend. The demand there is phenomenal. And then after that is another neighborhood called the Scottish Homes. Scottish Homes, slightly larger home sites, but still with a maintenance package. Those 2 markets are so hot, nothing ever for sale. A lot of them are kind of off-market deals that happen, and they are so well done, and that is really tailored to today's buyer, particularly if they are scaling down.
So that's very important. You mentioned this off-market business, because Glenmore is kind of unique in that fashion. There's quite a lot of off-market that we don't see in MLS that happens.
People doing deals walking around the loop.
And that's exactly right. And it skews what we're looking at right now, because you're smiling because it's true, right?
We get cold call. Jeff, this is a true story. Cold call, knock on the door offer. Like something that my wife and I were like, you know what, we have to consider this. They toured the house, ready to rock and roll. Tough part for us is, where do you go? And the interest rate we got is 4. Now would be, 6 and change. And then the delta on the houses is where that chunk we'd walk away with would go to the down payment, and then you got the higher rate. And we got everything we need now. So it's like, it's a tough decision to make. But he's right, deals happening that aren't hitting the MLS right now because it's so beautiful. And I would love if you highlight what Craig and Stanley have done with the new construction, because the cost of goods and the labor, the new construction's at let's cut to the chase, a nice little price point, which is raising the values of existing and homes that have been around since 97, 2000, 2003.
Sure.